James Cameron's movie Titanic, starring Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio, came out 27 years ago, and its popularity was as big as the ship at the time. Now, the obsession with the boat, its voyage, the passengers, its untimely sinking. People care about this and are obsessed, including right now in the year 2024. The first Titanic voyage in 14 years is happening pretty much as we speak because it's a multi-step process. Right now, off the coast of Newfoundland, they had a mission go down in 2010. I do want to mention that this is an unmanned mission and that the RMS Titanic Incorporated is heading it. They own the legal rights to the wreck site. So anyone else who goes down there and messes around obviously had to get their permission or didn't. But they said that this submersible is there to explore the shipwreck site in hopes to uncover new mysteries, preserve the site for years to come for other explorers. If we remember last June, a submersible named Titan, owned by Ocean Gate Expeditions, took over social media the entire voyage. And they tried to do this same thing. They ended up imploding on its way down. And I want to know, truly, as someone who falls into these rabbit holes a lot of the time on social media, why do we feel the need to keep going down to the Titanic? And I understand that it's for exploration's sake and science sake. But what are we finding that's new?
I don't know. This is coming from a person. I am intrigued,
of course,
by ocean exploration. When I was younger, I wanted to be a marine biologist. This is also coming from a person. My favorite movie is The Abyss. Do you remember that movie?
Oh my God.
And it, hands down favorite movie. And also the Titanic. This was the movie that I just fell out on the ground crying.
I know.
I was just so, the emotion of it just really got to me. But I do think that there is something to be said about trying to explore this wreckage in more detail. But I wouldn't go down there personally. And I know this is an unmanned expedition, but in the future, they may try to take people down there. And
like they did last year.
And I just wouldn't do it. It's too dangerous.
Absolutely. And I think this is just another, not obviously the RMS Titanic Incorporated, the mission going down as we speak, but to the people who have all this money, remember it was like millions of dollars to get a seat. There were 5 people on board the submersible that failed to make it down to the wreck last year. But I just want to know when we will take our own safety into consideration, because don't get me wrong, I understand exploration. I understand adrenaline. Do I currently, occupy it my body? No.
And do you want that type of adrenaline? That's taking it really far.
No. And also, because everything is run by money in a lot of ways that we do these kind of things, the heart of the ocean is not down there. She did not actually drop a diamond. I have no idea why we keep visiting
for this.
The same thing. It is going to tell the same story. It is going to be less fun than when you went down 14 years ago because it erodes. It's sitting at one of the deepest places in the ocean. It just doesn't look like what you think it would look like.
Well, probably once you get down there, you would be sadly disappointed in what you would find. I don't know. If I would take perhaps maybe one of those missions in the very distant future, it would have to be more than just a little submersible. I'm talking like huge.
We want a cruise ship.
Cruise ship to the Titanic. But I honestly, I do think it would be fascinating to see it.
Here's my question.
There's something left.
You going up? Would you go to space or would you go to the Titanic? Which one would be the first?
I would say, that's a hard one.
Oh, it's not for me. Beam me up, Scotty.
I would say Titanic. I would, because I want to see all of the different types of fish and creatures that are down there in addition to the Titanic. So I feel like I would get more bang for my buck.
Are you getting out? Are you getting out and scuba?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, perfect.
Can I scuba that depth?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well,
I love this game of Never Have I Ever.
But you're going to space.
All the way.
Yeah.
Take me up, and to be honest with you, at this point, don't worry about bringing me back. Just don't leave me up there. If I have enough of that astronaut ice cream that they sell at the Science Center, I'm good.
You're good.
Leave me.
Yeah, well, tell us how Mars is. Check it out.
I will.
See.